Hi, I'm Kristen Oakes-White.
And I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
The sugarcane industry is big business here in Louisiana. According to the American Sugarcane League, the sugar industry contributes more than $2 billion a year to the state's economy.
Yeah, and farmers have been growing it here for more than 200 years. That's why it's important for farmers to conserve the natural resources which make Louisiana the #1 cane-producing state in the country, and the Natural Resources Conservation Service is helping farmers make that possible.
If we'd have a big erosion problem, you'd see it in the drain right here.
New Iberia sugarcane farmers Chris and Mike Andre are showing their NRCS District Conservationist Mac Parker around their field. They're talking about something that is usually a problem for sugarcane farmers, the leftover leaves from the previous year's crop.
This is the residue we're dealing with.
Chris Andre says by working with the NRCS, he and his brothers have fashioned tools to move the residue so that it now protects the topsoil, retains moisture, and keeps the soil from eroding away. Andre says the NRCS's Environmental Quality Incentives Program helped pay the upfront costs, and he even sees a savings on cost per acre maintenance.
If you spend 15 to 20 on the residue, and you save 300 by not having to come back and touch your drains up and digging canals out and cleaning ditches, it paid for itself many a times over for sure.
That is an overfall structure. It's designed to slow rainwater down before it reaches a ditch so that sediment will drop out and topsoil stays in the field.
Is it working for you?
Definitely, 100%, no doubt.
It's another tool which saves the Andres money.
That's excitement for me because I really see that it's working. And then they're telling me, come back, said it's really working. It's a great benefit and less work that has to be done for them. So it's really, to me, changing the operation of how you traditionally, farm.
The Andres hope the residue management they do really catches on with other farmers. That's because they're some of the first to do it, and they really think it could help their fellow sugarcane farmers. To learn more about what the NRCS can do for you, visit our website at twilatv.org.
As you just saw in Avery's story, Louisiana's farmers and ranchers can mitigate low prices and a down ag market with right conservation programs. Cost-sharing programs like the Natural Resource Conservation Service EQIP program can ultimately save farmers money in a difficult ag economy, says LSU Ag Center economist Kurt Guidry. Guidry says landowners who sign up for a well-suited conservation program can actually receive a nominal income when signed up for specific conservation programs.
Reduce water usage, reduce energy usage, increase productivity, and all those have a very definite impact on not only the short term, but more importantly, the long-term viability of that operation, the long-term profitability of that operation.
The money paid by NRCS to the farmer is designed to pay for the improvements made to the land and to allow the farmer or rancher to reap the benefits of lower input cost with little to no upfront cost. For more information about NRCS conservation programs available in your area, log on to our website, twilatv.org. Well, this week we begin our series of stories profiling the 3 finalists for the Louisiana Farm Bureau's Young Farmer and Rancher Achievement Award. At its 94th annual convention, the Louisiana Farm Bureau will name its top young farm couple.
Joining us now is TWILA's Carl Wiggers, and you got a chance to meet firsthand with the first of the 3 finalists, Amelia and Russell Kent of East Feliciana Parish. Tell me what it's like seeing them work side by side on their operation.
They're quite a team, and you see that right off the bat. Amelia and Russell work side by side on the farm, managing their 375 head of commercial cattle, in addition to their 1,100-acre hay forage operation. Together they work as a team to grow a successful family farm.
It's hay season here at Kent Farms. Russell and Amelia Kent are rolling in high gear to wrap up the last few bales of their ryegrass crop before it rains again.
We're in the hayfield right now and we're delayed. We're delayed a week, 2 and 3 weeks compared to where we were last year. Working with Mother Nature, I think, is the biggest challenge because it's the biggest unknown.
Working with the weather is just one of the challenges the Kents face as they manage the day-to-day chores on their 1,100-acre farm.
Time is the biggest thing. Having enough time to get everything done that we need to, with it just being her and myself getting it done with some other people coming to help. It's just getting it all done at one time.
In the field, Russell and Amelia work like a well-oiled machine, picking up where the other leaves off.
I'll hook all the equipment up. She'll help move it. I'll grease it where all she's got to get on it and go. So it's that type stuff, and we'll talk. She'll move cows. I'll move cows to a different field. She'll haul cows. She'll pull bulls. Whatever needs doing, we kind of talk together and we just get it figured out and get it done.
You said 50-50. We're in it 100% together. Yes, Russell works off of the farm. We do have an off-farm job, and he's the one that holds it. And it's still directly in agriculture, but that doesn't mean he's any less a part of this farm.
Amelia says their teamwork is a major part of their success.
The growth we've experienced and the teamwork we have is simply stated, it's a direct result of how well we complement each other.
Russell and Amelia have worked together to expand their hay production to feed their 375 head of cattle.
They go hand in hand. It's kind of like putting sugar and creamer in your coffee. They go hand in hand. Cows eat grass. All we're doing is harvesting the crop to feed them next year when the grass isn't growing. When it gets down to the bare bones of it. Instead of harvesting it with the cows, we're harvesting it mechanically, putting it up, saving it till we can feed it to them next winter.
By being able to put up our hay on our own, we feel that we can better control and monitor that hay quality, which in turn is the feed quality for the cows over the winter.
As their herd continues to grow, the Kents are finding success in a new market, selling their beef directly to consumers.
We shifted our focus to the custom grass-fed market because it's a lot more user-friendly on a farm of our scale. The design is harvesting custom grass-fed beef once a year, advertising through word of mouth and social media. It allows us to address all of our other responsibilities.
From the beef they sell to the hay they bale, the Kents say it's the final product that drives their success.
I like seeing the end product. That's what I enjoy more than anything, seeing the end product. You've worked all year. I mean, hay is 90 days. I mean, ryegrass hay is 90 days. We planted it back in the fall. We're May now harvesting it, but we grazed it during the middle of the winter. It's been pulled off of it for about 90 days. So it's seeing the end result of what you've worked for that long.
The idea that we're creating a product. I mean, look at these heifers grazing behind us. These are replacement heifers meant to sell. They're producing a calf that we've bred. She's birthed and raised the calf, and we're selling the calf as income. That's such a full circle production cycle and revenue cycle, and it's humbling. It's an element of pride.
Russell and Amelia have been very active in the Louisiana Farm Bureau Young Farmer and Rancher program. In fact, Amelia is currently serving as the chair for the state committee. The winner of the Louisiana Farm Bureau YF&R Achievement Award will receive a $40,000 credit toward the purchase of a GM vehicle of their choice. They also get to go on to compete at the American Farm Bureau Convention this January in Phoenix, Arizona. And guys, it was fun. Next week we'll be going right next door to the Lucketts and visit their produce, their vegetable farm. It's really going to be a fun story next week.
I'm really not envious of the judges in this competition. There are some really, really good people up for the Achievement Award. The Kents, the Lucketts, and the Yerbys. I mean, all fine young farm couples.
They really, really are. And Kristen's gone along with me to kind of help shoot, and she's seen them all before, and it's really neat kind of seeing how the farms are progressing year to year.
That's an interesting part of it, because they all, even if they've been a finalist before, they change, they grow, and it's amazing to see what they've accomplished. So.
Thank you very much, Carl Wiggers. Still to come on TWILA, a Bloody Mary topped with a crawfish. Now that's what AJ Sabine calls feasting on agriculture.
But first, a study which says GMOs are safe ignites debate on social media. Trending on TWILA is next. Stay with us.
In this week's Trending on TWILA segment, we take you online to see what people are posting about agriculture on social media.
GMOs took center stage this week on social media after a panel of 20 science experts reviewed various claims on the benefits and hazards of genetically engineered crops. The verdict? GMO crops are safe to eat.
The Washington Post tweeted this article, "Are GMO crops safe? Focus on the plant, not the process," experts say. The New York Times reported, "Genetically engineered crops are safe, analysis finds."
USA Today tweeted, "Academies of Science find GMOs not harmful to human health." And with all of this evidence, I guarantee you this is still not going to stop the debate, and the people who are highly against GMOs are still going to be highly against GMOs.
I noticed that there were some questions on our page about who funded the studies and that sort of thing. It's going to be really tough with such a hot button issue to get anyone to change their minds. However, I say let the science speak for itself. I have not had a single problem, and I've not yet to see any study that shows that something from a GMO is harmful to human consumption.
I couldn't agree more. And even this morning on the Today Show, I saw that Dr. Oz completely agrees. So if Dr. Oz is falling into form with it, I think everybody should. Well, this week I stumbled upon something else on Facebook, a new hashtag that's quite popular in the ag community, hashtag Tractor Tuesday. As you can imagine, Tractor Tuesday posts contain lots of pictures of tractors posted on Tuesdays, of course.
Cheryl Day tweeted this photo with the caption, "On this Tractor Tuesday, saluting all the farm kids that picked hours on the tractor over couch time."
Well, do you have some good Tractor Tuesday posts that you could share with us? Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and send us your Tractor Tuesday post next week.
Looking forward to seeing them.
That's right. Well, now moving on to this week's TWILA Trivia. Last week I asked you, the average hen will lay about how many eggs a year? And the correct answer is A, 300. This week's trivia question is, which U.S. crop is not commercially grown with genetically engineered seeds? Is it A, corn, B, sugar beets, or C, blueberries? To enter this week's trending trivia contest, simply log on to your Facebook or Twitter account and post your answer with the hashtag TWILA Trivia, or you can always submit your answer on our website at twilatv.org.
I'm a little giddy, I actually know that one. There are 1,265 crawfish farms in Louisiana, according to the LSU Ag Center, and I assure you there are an infinite number of ways to eat crawfish.
I'll take your word for it. But AJ Sabine may have stumbled upon his new favorite boiler in Alexandria, Louisiana, in this edition of Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with AJ Sabine is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board. Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat. By the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice. And by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Hey there, folks. I'm AJ Sabine, and welcome to another exciting episode of Feasting on Agriculture. I got to be honest with you, there's no distance that's too great in order for me to find great crawfish, and today is no exception. We are here in Alexandria, where I have found great, fantastic, succulent red boiled crawfish here at Rosie Joe's Crawfish. Joining us now is Casey Book, owner and operator of Rosie Joe's. Dude, I've heard so much about your crawfish. It's the stuff of legend. Legend. Tell us about your concept here at Rosie Joe's.
Oh, it's the best place. Best southern food that you can get in Alexandria. It's all our secret seasonings that we put in the crawfish. The way we cook them, like I said, they're fresh. We never have a crawfish that sits in the ice chest over a period of time. Every crawfish that comes out is boiled right then, and it's brought to the table perfectly fresh cooked every time.
Well, I want to compliment you and your staff. You guys have a beautiful restaurant here, and I understand you got a signature drink that features Louisiana crawfish. Tell us about that.
We actually, we named it after the owners, actually. So we have a Bloody Mary. It's called the Double J Bloody Mary.
All right.
It comes in, it's actually a meal in a cup itself. So if you really didn't just want to sit and eat crawfish all day, this is the way to go with a drink.
Look at that.
We actually...
Are you kidding me?
Crawfish and a shrimp.
That's like a lobster. Look at that. Does this guy have a name? I mean, he's big enough to have his own zip code. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous.
He's the Big J.
He is the Big J. Well, I got to taste this before we move to the cooking. And if you guys at home would indulge me, this is a non-alcoholic Bloody Mary. So let me just taste it and see. Woohoo!
It's great, isn't it?
Man, this is like a punch to the chest.
Right?
Now, let's. I want you to show me how you make crawfish this good.
Show you how to do it. Let's get with it.
Let's go. So, when did you guys decide to build this boiling shack?
Yes, this was actually already attached to the building once we had actually purchased it from our last location.
This is neat.
It's awesome.
You got running water and everything in here?
We have running water, propane. We have the screen around so they can actually get a breeze through to blow the seasoning out so it's not so hot on them, you know. So it's actually pretty nice back here.
Give me some tips for our viewers and for me too on how to not make my first batch
we pour the seasoning into the first, and like I said, then we have another cooker, so we can actually cook mild hot, you know.
Oh, okay, great. Well, let's get started. How many pounds do you generally cook?
We usually do a sack at a time, depending on the crowd. Weekends, we usually have to do more than that to accommodate for all of the people.
Well, you guys get these from the basin or from growers, or what do you
We actually have some guys that own the place that actually have their own ponds down south. So we actually get select graded crawfish. So we're going to get the biggest ones in town.
You can get fresh crawfish by going to crawfish.org and getting your own crawfish sent to your door.
Right.
From a farmer.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. How long you got on that, Marceline?
And when we return, yours truly and the folks over at Rosie Joe's shake things up. Stick around, we'll be right back.
We may have to give this man a job. Professional.
See, I work for my food.
Is he doing it right, Marceline?
Yeah.
He's doing it right?
Yeah. Shake and bake, baby. These are the biggest crawfish I've ever seen.
Huge. Great. That's the benefit of having the guys having their own ponds.
That's beautiful. These are totally graded out and everything.
Yes, sir.
I cannot wait to eat this, Casey.
They're going to be delicious.
Well, time to drag this into the dining room and have a feast. You see, I got my sleeves rolled up, so that's why we call it feasting on agriculture. I cannot wait for this. I have prepared this almost myself. Casey promised me some awesome big crawfish. And everybody knows when it comes to crawfish, size matters. Yay! What do we have here? Thank you so much. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that. That's like the prancing horse of Ferrari. Like
some nice ones, right?
That's great.
Louisiana's finest.
Thank you so much. That's really good. Now, everyone wanted me to ask, do you put your corn in with the crawfish, or do you put the corn and potatoes separate?
We do them separately.
Why?
Well, you put them in there. Seasoning gets so strong in that pot. Corn's going to soak up so much of the seasoning. It's going to be so salty that you wouldn't be able to eat it.
Right.
So it is seasoned, but it's not seasoned in the exact same water as the crawfish is.
Wow. I don't even know where to start, man.
Man, this is actually our signature plate.
Really?
Yes. This is what we call the Big John. It has a pound of shrimp. It has 4 pounds of crawfish, 2 sausage, 4 potatoes, I'm sorry, and 2 corn.
You can't lose if you come to Rosie Joe's, can you?
No, sir.
Let me try this real
Great
quick.
service with a smile here every time.
Oh, we love it. We love the crawfish because it's fantastic. Let's see how the shrimp are. Sweet, delicious. Great job, Casey.
Not overcooked, overspiced. Perfect.
Really good. If you want more information about Rosie Joe's here in Alexandria, you can always call my friend Casey Book or log on to our website at twilatv.org. Casey, on behalf of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, Feasting on Agriculture, I want to thank you so much for having us today. That's all from here, folks. We'll see you next time on Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with A.J. Sabine was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
An estimated 3,300 children are injured on a farm each year. This is according to the U.S. Department of Labor.
This is why the Progressive Agriculture Foundation started the Safety Day program 21 years ago. In West Carroll Parish, this year marks the 20th year to host Safety Day. It's a day for children from across the parish to come to learn how to be safe on and off the farm. About 175 fifth graders watched as the air evac helicopter landed in a nearby field. After getting a closer look at the helicopter, children rotated through stations focusing on different areas of safety. They learned what could happen if they lost a thumb, and hand and finger safety. Here you see them learning the dangers of grain bins on a farm. The most exciting of the stations, however, seem to be the tractor and lawnmower safety exhibit. Here, students see how fast an accident can happen near a tractor as they say goodbye to their farmer, Joe Bob. Poof, he's gone. Event coordinator Blake Stutz says each station helps make children aware of the dangers that are around them every day.
When they first walk up to a station, they're like, oh, that is so awesome. What are we going to do? But then once we get into the lesson, they take a step back and realize that we can't just, oh, that's a fun thing. We need to realize we've got to be careful. We've got to watch for ourselves and not just, oh, that's really cool, let me go do it.
There are 7 safety days planned in communities across Louisiana this year. To learn more about the Progressive Ag Foundation or to learn how to bring an event like this to your community, visit our website at twilatv.org.
Well, the most recent USDA supply and demand report held a big surprise, with the USDA increasing the amount of corn available while decreasing the amount of beans.
The market surged higher, contrary to what many in the grain industry thought would happen. And joining us now is TWILA's Neil Melanson for this week's Bottom Line. And Neil, I think you're staying a little close to Kristen given what you predicted, and this didn't exactly go the way you thought it would.
It did not go the way I thought it would, nor, is it many of the traders out there. It didn't go their way either, but I have an explanation if you'll let me just get to it. We're around $4 for corn and over $10.50 for soybeans right now, and it doesn't make sense, and I'll tell you why here in a second. First up, I want to remind everyone that there are a lot of factors that drive the markets, from supply and demand, investment firms, banks, currency differences, weather, and so on. As such, it's usually difficult to pin the markets down to just one factor. I have been saying, though, that the markets are overbought and due for a price correction, and here's why. The USDA recently released that supply and demand report, and there are 2 figures in it that can show you what's going on with the grains right now. The first is carryout, the amount of grain that is supply after all the factors have been taken into consideration, such as exports, domestic usage, and the like. The USDA looked at the new crop carryout for the first time this year in May. The second figure is the price that the USDA estimates the grains will trade at given that that's the carryout that we're going to get. Usually this is a range of prices, but I put in the mean price based on that range. For corn, we saw a slight drop in old crop corn, thanks in part to higher exports and usage. If you look on the horizon, though, you'll see an even larger carryout the USDA is predicting by the end of the year when this new crop of corn comes in. As you can see, the prices move with supply, going higher for old crop thanks to the drop, and lower with the carryout going higher as the year goes on. For soybeans, it's the same thing for old crop, a drop in carryout due to more usage, exports, and some disappointing South American harvest numbers. New crop carryout is even lower, and you can see the price is tracking right along with that carryout, going higher as these numbers drop. The bottom line here is, though, that before the USDA report came out, the prices for both corn and beans were higher than the top end of what USDA estimated. After the report came out, beans gained 50 more cents and corn gained a dime or so. Now, some of this is due in part to the supply being lower and than what the average trade guess was for both commodities. The point, though, is the prices should go higher with lower supply, but when that price is starting over the top end of the range, we're way over what we should be. As an example, the top price USDA is giving for beans right now is $9.85. The price for that same month before the report came out was around $10.05, 15 cents higher. And guys, when you look at this as a farmer and you're looking at what to do, we're not set on acreage right now. A lot of farmers in the Midwest are still making those decisions as to whether or not to plant corn or beans. And when you're looking at $4 corn and almost $11 beans, it's obvious which one you want to pick, that higher number, especially, even given the basis may be a little better for corn, but still you can't beat that price for beans right now.
Well, I'm done with you. You're going to get me a divorce from my family if I listen. And I told you last week, you're no longer the grain
Wizard?
Wizard.
Oh, okay.
You're the grain troll.
You called me that. I'm the grain troll.
You're the grain troll.
I'll go find a bridge to live under.
Underneath your office.
I might be collecting on that life insurance policy I took out, Neil.
You may.
Thanks a lot, Neil Melanson. Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when we'll introduce you to the next of the Louisiana Farm Bureau's Young Farmer and Ranchers Achievement Award finalists.
Until then, you can watch all of our stories online on our website, twilatv.org, and be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.